When I was young, I took the astronomy merit badge in the Boy Scouts and spent a week of summer nights staring at glittered skies. I hadn't really expected the experience to be particularly profound, but the instructor told us something that struck me in ways he probably could never have expected. He told us that the stars are so far away from us, so removed in space and time, that the light they shine takes thousands, millions, even billions of years to reach us. In fact, he told us, the light takes so long to get to us that many of the stars we were looking at that night were long dead, with the light they cast in life still beaming its way through the universe, and what we were actually seeing were ghosts. Such is the size of the cosmos. And it was there, laying in green grass with eyes upturned to the heavens, where I experienced a feeling of profound smallness and insignificance that moved somewhere between existential crisis and enlightenment. And ever since, I have always been suspicious of people who ignore the stars. No Man's Sky does not ignore the stars, it basks in them. In a fusion of art and science, unprecedented in the brief history of its medium, it paints the infinite with the infinite, using the power of mathematics and the beauty of design to form an endless, procedurally generated galaxy, with planets and stars in the trillions. It was released in truncated form, a pale shadow of its potential, and a farther cry still from what it had been aggressively promoted as. A torrent of negativity followed that colored the game as one of the most notorious disappointments in memory, and drove its developers into silence. Silence, perhaps, but not stillness. Now, 2 years have passed, and No Man's Sky is born again. The fourth of 4 major updates to the game has amounted to not only a second launch of it, but a complete reworking of its interior. Third-person perspective, more choices, more variety, more ships, and true multiplayer have been added to bring the game into the form we were once promised it would be. However, as far as I'm concerned, they can keep the multiplayer. I don't need it. It's difficult to explain to people, but even the abbreviated launch version of this game spoke to me in ways both profound and mundane. Here, in this increasingly connected world where we are lonelier than we have ever been, sits No Man's Sky, a game with a profound sense of isolation and solitude, against a backdrop so immeasurably gigantic that it could swallow every gamer on Earth and not lose a fraction of a point of space. And yet, this is the value I found in it. Planet after planet, world after world, I was completely taken by the scent of possibility. There is simply no other game like this. There is no other game that constantly reminds me of what I learned on that green grass all those summers ago. It reminds me to always be humble before the ghosts of stars. You see, there is no outer space. There is no up there and down here. We're all simply here, right now, drifting together through the never-ending currents of the cosmos. No video game has ever put this truth into practice like No Man's Sky. It's true that the game wasn't what it should have been when first released, but it still sounded such strange and wonderful notes to anyone with the ears to hear them, and now, born anew, it sings like a choir. A dimension away from the tempestuous shooters and gallant RPGs, I found clarity and calm and radiant solitude. The return of No Man's Sky brings many questions about the future of this medium and how it can change, but for me, I have only one, and that is to ask, in an infinite universe, why should we give ourselves or others only one chance to shine? To shine, perhaps, like the stars.